38 games in the books, and the longest road trip of the season is complete. The Phillies have dug themselves a hole to climb out of, and the journey back to the top begins with a lengthy return to Citizens Bank Park. 10 days to get things turned around, pointed in the winning direction, and for the first time this season, beginning to enjoy the comforts of home. There's a little bit of optimism for the Phils as they return home. They've got a number of games here at Citizens Bank Park before the end of the first half, and they need to make a move in the National League East, and it begins tonight against the Colorado Rockies. It's game one of a three-game series. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. You know, the Phillies this year have not played well here at Citizens Bank Park, just 12-19. It's impressive that they've been able to play as well as they have on the road. But if they're going to do anything in the National League East, Wheels, they got to start winning here at the ballpark.
They sure do, Tom. And, you know, through these years when they've been such a good team, they've always gone on the philosophy of win a game, win a series. Well, heaven knows they have to do that now because they have really buried themselves at this point, that they are in a big hole and they have to try and get out of it. And this is what they have up into the All-Star break. You just mentioned all these home games against Colorado, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh. That's 10. And then go on the road to Miami and then up to New York for a series and then back here to play the Atlanta Braves for 3 more. And then comes the All-Star break. You start thinking about sweeping series, winning 2 out of 3 and all those things, you get way ahead of yourself the way this team is right now. They have to look at every game right now, try to win a game, and then get some momentum and start to feel good that they're going to win the game at the end of the game instead of give it away.
Yeah, it's the old adage that Charlie Manuel talks about. Win the inning, then win the game, and then win the series. We'll see if that begins tonight against the Rockies. The other guy the Phillies need to get straight is Cole Hamels, who hasn't pitched all that well in his last 3 starts, but did get a win his last time out.
Yeah, he got off to a tremendous start, as everybody knows. He lost his first game, then he won 8 in a row, and June has not been good to Cole Hamels. He has really struggled here in the month of June, even with that win last time out in Minnesota. You see right now in 3 starts, a record of 1-2, a high earned run average. And he just did not pitch all that well. They gave him a big lead in the game against the Minnesota Twins, and he almost gave it away. And as Cole Hamels said, I won't enjoy the moment. This is what he said after the game. Maybe that's being selfish, but it's hard to. When you're still in last place and you don't put good starts together, quite a few in a row, they're not good moments. And that's so true. It is kind of hard to enjoy a win the way that he pitched the other night because he gives you a good inning and a bad inning, and that's not Cole Hamels.
All right, well, he'll be on the mound tonight for the Phillies to kick off this homestand. One guy who won't be in the lineup and is on the disabled list is Freddie Galvis, but additional news on Freddie Galvis, he has been suspended for 50 games because of violation of Major League Baseball's drug policy. We'll talk about that during tonight's telecast. We'll also get a chance to talk about Josh Outman, the former Philly prospect who's now with the Rockies. He'll be on the mound to make his 4th start, and of course he'll be opposed by Cole. And then maybe later on in his career, we'll talk about Shane Watson, the Phillies' first pick in this year's draft. We'll get a chance to chat with him later on in the telecast. The lineups and first pitch when we return to the ballpark. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. By Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. No matter where you are in life or business, we have plans that fit. Go to plansthatfit.com. they'll be home more than they'll be on the road. And this is where they need to turn things around. 7 games under 500 here at Citizens Bank Park. The lineup cards are being exchanged at home plate. Tom Reynolds for the Rockies, the bench coach. Pete McCannon, the bench coach for the Phillies. We touched on Freddie Galvis being suspended by Major League Baseball for 50 games because of a violation of MLB's drug policy. Here's Freddie's quote in response to MLB's announcement. A trace amount of a banned substance, 80 parts in a trillion, was detected in my urine sample. I am extremely disappointed in what has transpired. I cannot understand how even this tiny particle of a banned substance got into my body. I have not and never would knowingly use anything illegal to enhance my performance. I have always tried to follow the team's strength and conditioning methods, listen to the trainers, work out hard, and eat right. Unfortunately, the rules are the rules, and I will be suspended. He went on to say, I'd like to apologize to all my fans, especially here in Philadelphia and back home in Venezuela, to my teammates and to the Phillies organization. I am looking forward to putting this behind me, rehabilitating my back, and returning to the Phillies as soon as possible to try to help them win another World Series. He will begin serving the suspension today, which means that his time on the disabled list will go toward the 50-game suspension. And Ruben Amaro spoke about it earlier today and said that the organization is totally behind Freddie, and they support not only Major League Baseball and their drug policy, but they also support the player as he goes through this as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Rockies as we start this 3-game series. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off in center field, Eric Young. Marco Scutaro, the shortstop, bats second. Tyler Colvin third, then Michael Kadire and Todd Helton. Jordan Pacheco, the third baseman, hits sixth. Chris Nelson, seventh. Rosario, the catcher, will bat eighth, and Outman will bat ninth. And they'll face Phillies left-hander Cole Hamels, who's making his 14th start. He's 9-3 with an earned run average of 3.34.
And Cole had a tremendous start to the season, but of course has struggled a little bit in the month of June. He had won the 8 straight games, and now all of a sudden things are not going quite as well. He pitched okay the other night in Minnesota, but you know, it was a game that they had given him a big lead and he just kept giving it back, and he just wants to get straightened out. He hasn't pitched against the Rockies a whole lot.
Eric Young will lead it off. EY Jr. 1 for 5 on this road trip for the Rockies, and he takes a strike. We're underway. Young, a .246 hitter with no homers and 3 runs batted in. See his numbers against left-handers. He's a guy that could play in the outfield, play in the infield, and he can fly. And there's no throw from Jimmy Rollins. No real need for a throw.
No, and he's one of those guys, as you said, Tommy, can fly. So you play the third baseman up in case he bunts, and he hits a chopper like that, gets a base hit out of it. And that's a threat of a guy who will bunt.
He is very similar to his father, who was a very good major league player. The only difference is that his dad probably had a little more power. So he's a threat to run. 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts. Marco Scutaro has been the best hitter for the Rockies, at least during the month of June. A .279 batter with 4 home runs and 18 runs batted in. And Ruiz quickly out to the mound. I think they're going to chat about keeping an eye on Eric Young. Might be going over some signs too, although the signs are pretty much standard. Now Scutaro, along with Placido Polanco, one of the toughest guys to strike out in the National League. Been a good pickup for them. They got him from the Red Sox because the Red Sox felt like they had shortstop covered. And he's played a lot of second base, but Jim Tracy moved him over to shortstop when Troy Tulowitzki went on the disabled list. And you see Tracy's numbers between the Pirates, the Dodgers, and now the Rockies.
Well, they've had some really good teams here in Colorado for a number of years, but this team is a mess with their pitching right now. And when you don't have pitching and you're playing in that rocket ball ballpark of theirs, forget about it. It's really a tough thing to do because they score runs there.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. And there's a fly ball to center field. Victorino coming on, makes the catch. Ball hung up there long enough for Shane to pull it out of the air.
Well, it's time now for a Nissan Keys to the game. It's a beautiful night here for baseball at Citizens Bank Park, and Phillies trying to get on the right track. Charlie Mangle just trying to get some wins right now and kind of try and win at home. We've talked about it a lot already, how important it is to win in this ballpark. And you got two teams that are really scuffling right now, the Phillies and the Rockies. And the Phillies would like to keep the Rockies in their funk. They have lost 11 out of 12.
Yeah, the Rockies are 25-40. They're 16 games back in the National League West. Yeah, well, they're not even in last place.
Right, they had the misfortune in their division to have the team with the best record in the league. So they got further behind.
Runner goes. Tyler Colvin, the batter. The throw is a little late.
No chance. He totally got that off Cole Hamels. Got a running start. Hamels wants to know what the pitch was, and he's just finding out it's a ball. He thought it was a strike.
So now Colvin, a .296 hitter with 7 homers and 21 runs batted in. Here's the jump and the throw.
You see how he went on first movement, so whatever they saw on Hamels, they used it there.
Colvin lines it to right field, and the Rockies are going to take the lead. Pence gets to it. His throw is cut off by Wigginton on one hop. An RBI single, 1-0 Colorado.
Tyler Colvin's a guy that was with the Cubs, and the Cubs liked him. They thought he had a chance to be a pretty good player and hit, but they wound up moving him. Ian Stewart deal, and he's getting a lot of playing time right now for the Rockies, and has been swinging the bat pretty well for them.
So 1 out, a runner at first, a run in, and here's Michael Kadire, .275 with 10 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Fly ball to right field, should be an easy play for Pence, and there are 2 outs.
Kadire's a guy that was here during the offseason. Phillies had some interest in maybe signing him, but he wound up going to Colorado.
He got a little bit more money from the Rockies.
Number 17, first baseman.
Ball hit off of Colvin's head. I thought it took an odd carom. Yeah. I thought it hit the ground.
I did too. Because you thought, well, it didn't go very far, but he was throwing across his body, and I thought, well, he just didn't get much on that because he wasn't trying to throw him out. He couldn't throw him out.
Well, we were kids, Wheels. If you hit a guy before he got to the bag, he was out.
That's right. A little bit like dodgeball.
Yeah. Todd Helton's the batter. Helton, a .242 hitter with 7 home runs, 32 runs batted in.
Remember the night at Candlestick Park when Willie McGee hit Schilling right in the batting helmet as Schilling was running from home to first. I mean, square on the coconut. Willie was trying to throw him out from right field on a single to right. Boink.
Yeah, I thought that took an odd carom.
Yeah.
3-0 the count. Although Pence throws almost like a screwball sometimes. That's why I thought maybe it just hit the ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought happened too.
Oh, it didn't hit him.
Yeah, it just looked like a weak
that's
throw.
Just an odd camera angle.
Yeah, it just looked like a weak throw coming into the naked eye. That's what it was.
Well, there's ball 4, so Helton's aboard. So first and second with 2 outs. This has not been the start that Cole Hamels had hoped for.
But thankfully, he's only thrown 12 pitches. This looks like more of a mess than it is, or has been.
So 5 first-inning runs from Cole.
Well, they're not swinging and missing at him right now either. And when that starts, he's only thrown 12 pitches too. But when that starts, then you know that he's throwing well, because that's usually when he has his best outings.
That'll bring Jordan Pacheco to the plate. He's a .296 hitter with the home run and 14 runs batted in. And he takes a little low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Let's take a look at the mound as he gets the ball back. Pacheco is second among National League rookies with a .296 batting average. He was 3 for 11 in the last series for the Rockies.
They are coming here from Detroit, where they got swept by the Tigers. Colorado's coming back here again in September.
Yeah, this is an interleague series between 2 National League teams, so that means we'll see them 3 times. There's a fly ball to left field. Mayberry on the run. He'll get there, and he puts it away for the final out. Well, it looked like kind of an uncomfortable inning for Cole. He allowed a run on 2 hits. He left 2. He did a nice job of getting out of any more trouble. We'll go to the first here in Philadelphia. Healthy. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Batting second, the third baseman, Placido Polanco. Hunter Pence, the right fielder, hits third, followed by Carlos Ruiz, the catcher. Shane Victorino's in center field. He'll hit fifth. Ty Wigginton, sixth. John Mayberry's in left field. He'll bat seventh. Michael Martinez will hit eighth. And batting ninth and pitching, of course, is Cole. And they'll face former Philly prospect. He was the 10th round pick in 05. Josh Outman, who has switched uniforms from the A's to the Rockies, but he still has a real distinct look to him. 0-2 this year with an 8.44 earned run average.
Yeah, he got a left-hander's look to him. Cap's a little tilted. Socks are up. I mean, that is really quite a look he has. Wearing 88. Now, this is a scouting report. 90 to 96 fastball. Slider, curve, changeup. Those, a pretty good curveball. Philly's 10th round pick back in 05, traded for Joe Blanton. He's had Tommy John surgery, too.
There's Joe Blanton. Philly's got Joe Blanton, and they sent Matt Spencer and Adrian Cardenas to the A's, along with Josh Outman. And then Outman came to Colorado for Seth Smith and Guillermo Moscoso. Came over with Outman, and the first pitch is inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
I wonder if he got that look from Jamie Moyer when Jamie was there.
No, this is how he looked with the A's.
Did he always wore them like this? That's the way you used to wear them when you were kids. Show a lot of the white and the sandies.
There's a line drive toward the corner in left field. Rollins quickly around first, heading to second. The throw by Colvin, not in time. A leadoff double for J-Roll. It's his 15th of the year.
And both leadoff men in this game get on base because of the threat of a bunt. Jimmy hardly ever bunts, but they had the third baseman Pacheco way up. So as a result, the line drive, he hits over his head. If he's back in normal position, he catches that easily. That's the idea. If you can get that on the scouting report or something, see how far up he is.
Yeah.
And Rollins, how often does he bunt?
So he's safe at second, safe and secure with New York Life. That double for Rollins, we mentioned it's his 15th of the year. Not only that, it's his 403rd in his Phillies career, most among switch hitters for the Phillies. And it moves him to within 5 of Schmitty for second place all time.
Pretty good names in Phillies history. Time you get up there with Michael Jack and some offensive number, that's pretty good.
Polanco was 3 for 19 on the road trip for the Phillies. Didn't play a whole lot because of a sore wrist. He says the wrist feels much better. And he pulls that one to third. Pacheco looks Jimmy back. 1 out. So 1 away. Hunter Pence is coming to the plate. And Greg Murphy had a chance to talk to Hunter Pence today about the Phil's troubles on the road, and also Murph about what they need to do to kind of move forward.
Yeah, guys, I think Hunter Pence really summed it up best for the guys in the clubhouse today. He talked about just how frustrated they were with the way things were going. He said no one was more frustrated than those guys that are inside that clubhouse, but all they can do is worry about, where they go from here. He said we've got to, take care of the moment. We've got to win every pitch, win every inning, and go forward, move forward. He said, but we're going to find out what this clubhouse is made of as we go forward in this season. And as for Charlie Manuel, he was asked about the frustrations, and he kind of summed it up in one line. He said, you know what, this game is always a challenge, but this is going to be a very big challenge. I think he summed it up very well.
Yeah, he also said, Murph, that he didn't get in this ball game, in this game as a whole, as a player, as a coach, as a manager. He wouldn't have gotten it if he didn't like challenges. I thought that was something that was pretty interesting that Charlie talked about.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Charlie's not going to shy away from anything, and he hopes his ball club doesn't either. He needs them. He said it time and time again. They can talk about everything back in the clubhouse. They can work at it on practice, but it's when they come out on the field, these guys have to go out and do what they're supposed to do, and that's what he's hoping he starts to see tonight as they move through this home series and onward throughout the season.
Yeah, Hunter also said to me today as we were talking about the off day and everything else, I said, how you doing? He goes, time to grind. That's what they're going to have to do as this season moves on.
Yeah, and right here in the first inning, it's not like they're not trying to play the game right. Polanco in the first pitch tried to hit the ball to right field. He fouled it off. Then he threw him an off-speed pitch, speeded his bat up, and he pulled the ball to third. Didn't get him over. It's not like he didn't try to do it, but he didn't execute, and all of a sudden you look up and you don't execute, you're not doing real well.
So Rollins leads off second. Pence ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. Now it's 2-0. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Frank Widows Jr. of Coatesville. Phillies hit a home run at tonight's ball game, and Frank will win $100. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. Hunter on the year, 13 home runs, 39 runs batted in. His last 32 games, he's hit the ball well. His average during those 32 games, 323. And he has hit 6 home runs. He's on pace to eclipse his career high in home runs, since he has the 13 already. Time was called, and Outman, he took a long time. Rollins thought about breaking.
Hey, there's a lot going on for nothing happening there. Jimmy Rollins looked like he started to go to third.
I thought Outman flinched, honestly.
Yeah, time must have been called by Pence, because you could hear Tom Hallion yell time. That's Alfonso Marquez, the second base umpire. Tom's a crew chief and the home plate umpire. He has that very definitive style of calling hitters out on strike 3. There he is.
Curve ball that drops in for strike 2. 2-2.
Mentioned he has a good curveball. Watching some of the video down in the clubhouse this afternoon that they have on down there, and he's throwing a lot of curveballs. Got hurt on some though too, because he hung them. That one right there was perfect, especially behind in the count.
Outman has 1 career start against the Phillies. He allowed 8 hits in 6 innings and gave up some runs that outing for the A's. There's a chopper to the right side, and Young throws out Pence, who is hustling up the line. Over to third goes Rollins. 2 outs, runner on third, and here comes Carlos Ruiz. Carlos, as the updated balloting came out for the All-Star game, is still third in the National League voting. He's third in hitting at 354. You can vote anytime at Phillies.com up to 25 times, which we invite you to do. But also, if you're planning on coming out to the ballpark, you could punch those ballots out while you're here, too. That's the old school way of doing it. Carlos takes outside. It's 1-0. You wonder if Outman will be careful with him, even though he has a 1-run lead. You figure he is the cleanup hitter, with Jim Thome on the bench now, because the Phillies aren't facing an American League team on the road.
Well, I think what they would tell you is they don't want him to be careful with him, because you're in the first inning, you have a 1-0 lead, and all of a sudden you put a couple men on and maybe get into an inning. Now, if Ruiz hurts him with a 2-run homer, maybe they want him to be careful.
2-0 the count. So Thome looking on. There's a chopper to third. Nice play by Pacheco from the outfield grass, and Todd Helton dug it out and held out of the bag. The play at third was good. The play at first was really good. It's a 5-3 putout, and the Phils leave one over at third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Right there, he gets the ball in a strong throw. It does take a hop, and then Todd Helton for years has been one of the best over at first base. here at Citizens Bank Park. Chris Nelson will lead it off for the Rockies. And he takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Nelson is the number 7 hitter for Colorado, 236, with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike. And while we begin the top of the second, we also want to welcome in Shane Watson, the Phillies' first-round pick in this year's Major League Baseball draft, who is signed and ready to go down to Florida. Shane, congratulations, and we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
How has all of this been for the last couple of weeks since the drafts?
It's been crazy. It's been everything I expected. I'm blessed to be here, have the time to be up here, but foremost to be drafted by the Phillies for the first pick.
Did you have a feeling the Phillies were pretty interested in you? Can you tell that when you're an amateur?
Yeah. Well, the area scout Demarius has been to my house a couple times. And the funny thing, they didn't give me a phone call right before the pick, so I was kind of shocked when I heard my name. And it happened. So I'm excited about that.
Now, you grew up in Lakewood, California.
Yes, sir.
Just outside of Los Angeles, and you were destined to go as Rosario, the catcher's up, to USC if you hadn't signed with the Phillies. How excited are you to get all of this started?
I can't even explain to you how excited I am. It's been my dream since I can remember to play Major League Baseball, and now I have a good opportunity to do so. So I'm excited, ready to go.
Now, I've read some of the scouting reports. One scouting report that I heard, and we'll see some particulars, 4-3 this year, 79 strikeouts and 53 innings of work. You have a very good curveball. Where did you learn that curveball?
Well, my representative, or my agent now, Lenny Strelitz, his son, just told me to throw the front of the curveball, like a cube, and throw the front of the cube, the front corner, and to throw it hard. So that kind of helped me to snap it off pretty good.
Okay.
Did you find out a lot of kids at your level couldn't hit that thing?
No, I would throw it full count. I would throw it and get most of the guys. So it's
get a lot of called thirds too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I could picture that as a kid, somebody throwing you a 3-2 hook while your butt's heading for the dugout.
Josh Outman is the batter. Josh is ahead 1-0. The pitch is a little low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. What is it that you're looking forward to most, Shane, about getting everything started?
To hopefully shorten my life of minor leaguer and to be a big leaguer as soon as I can, and help them get some wins out there.
Saw you down there talking to Rich Stubbe a little bit, Phillies pitching coach. Before the game. What do you have to say to you?
You're the pitching coach out here, or the
when you're talking to him behind the cage. I saw you guys came out and were talking to Rich Stubbe a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
well, maybe you met so many people.
Yeah, it's so much.
Yeah.
But I think I remember he just welcomed me to the family, the Phillies family, and just told him I was excited to get started.
Because I saw him looking at you, and I thought he's saying, "Oh, that's a big kid. I like that."
Was it a hard decision to forego going to USC and signing with the club, or is it an easy decision just to get things rolling?
Yeah.
I always wonder about that, if it's tough to make
No,
that
well,
decision.
I was their first pick, so that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's easy to decide. First pick, it's pretty a big honor.
Well, the count is 3 balls and 1 strike now to Josh Outman.
Were you guys able to come to terms pretty quickly, the way that things kind of slotted now, and you have an idea?
Within the first 10 minutes, I would say, of negotiating, we were pretty set. And ready to
That's
go.
good. There's ball 4, so Outman draws a walk. So runners on first and second now with 1 out. Eric Young will now be the hitter. All right, so now from here, Shane, tomorrow down to Clearwater, and is that what you'll do? And you get ready to play in the Gulf Coast League?
Yeah, my flight leaves tomorrow around 5 or 6, and I don't think I'll play a game or pitch within the next couple of 2 weeks or so. So I'm just getting out there and getting my feet set and ready to go.
So you're ready for a little Florida heat and humidity? You get loose quick down there.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I can throw 10 balls and I'll be warmed up out there. It's so hot. But
Young, his first time up, reached on an infield single and a swing and a miss and a changeup, and it's no balls and 1 strike. If there is something that you want to work on as you begin this journey, what is it? Is there anything in particular that you feel like you have to add, whether it be a third pitch or refining a third pitch or something?
Yeah, I just learned a cutter maybe a month and a half ago, but definitely my changeup. I think that'll be the deciding factor if I'm out there or not.
The guy that's throwing right now is the guy that you should ask how he throws his changeup, because it's really good.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm going to talk to him. That'll be pretty cool.
Well, he's ahead 0-2 to Eric Young, and he fouls it back.
So can you field your position? You have a move to first. A lot of high school kids like you guys don't. A lot of times they don't have a move to first because they didn't have that many base runners.
Yeah, I mean, other than my move to first from my brother, it's more of the stretch, and when the runner brings his feet together, that's when I pick it off.
How about hitting?
I didn't hit too much this year. Because the last 2 years I got pulled up after my freshman year to be on varsity, and my coach just had me pitch. But we're in batting practice, and I hit a ball off left field fence at Lakewood at the top of it, and that's pretty far. I mean, I was just swinging out. I didn't know what I was doing, but.
Well, I also read that you learned the game from your grandmother. Is that right? I mean, she taught you a lot in her backyards.
I mean, she didn't teach me a lot, but what I said was I learned how to play catch in her backyard from my dad and my brother, and then I watched the draft like 15 feet away from where I learned how to play catch, and it's pretty cool.
Now, does she used to catch for you at all?
No. I mean, she's always like pretty old. She's 87 right now, so she's probably like in her 70s at the time.
Were you a Dodger fan growing up?
No. I was more of an Angel fan. Now I'm a Phillies fan, of course. Yeah, my favorite team.
Well, it's 0-2 to Marco Scutero, who flied to center his first time up. With 2 outs, Shane Watson, the Phillies' first pick in this year's Major League Baseball draft, joining us up here in the booth. Josh Outman's over at first, and Rosario, the catcher's at second. And the 0-2 to Scutero. And a call, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. That was the cutter, and it was a good one. Shane, congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
We hope to see you up here real soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Shane Watson, our guest up here in the booth, on his way to Clearwater. And here's his the presentation of his jersey. Marty Walliver, Phillies assistant general manager, putting on the number 12. We'll be back after this. Updates to give you injury-wise, one which we just heard moments ago, that David Herndon had Tommy John ligament surgery today. Dr. Andrews performed that surgery. And here's the other list of what the players have going on. Roy Halladay is symptom-free in his throwing program. He threw again today. Chase Utley could be back before the end of his 20-day rehab assignment. He's going to alternate between DHing and playing second base as they move forward. Ryan Howard made apparently a heck of a diving play today during simulated games, and they're hoping that he'll continue to move forward. Lance Nix suffered a setback today, felt a little twinge to his injured calf. Michael Stutz is going to visit Dr. Louis Yoakum out in California to check out his ailing shoulder. And Justin DeFreitas will throw off the mound this Thursday. He apparently feels great, which is really good news.
Well, he had an injury report there, and like a lot of times, it's good and bad.
Yeah, well, I think you take out of it that the top guys, Chase Utley and Ryan Howard, are progressing, and it sounds like Chase is sounds like he's doing great right now.
Keep your fingers crossed on those two guys to get them back up here.
Shane Victorino leads it off here at the bottom of the second.
the Rockies are playing without Tulowitzki and Carlos Gonzalez, and that's like playing without Utley and Howard for them.
Yeah, they think Gonzalez will be back sometime in the next day or so. But Troy Tulowitzki is seeing a specialist because they can't figure out why his groin is still bothering him. He's now being checked out by a sports hernia specialist.
A lot of guys come to Philadelphia to have that surgery.
There's Tulowitzki. Victorino out in front, and it's 1-2. Tonight with Clearwater against Dunedin. Utley DHing, flied out to right in his first at bat, so he's 0 for 1. 1-2 the count. Carlos Gonzalez is sitting next to Troy Tulowitzki. He's got a little bit of a hamstring issue.
Boy, they're two outstanding players right there. Injuries, just amazing how many there are anymore.
Victorino pops it up, foul territory. Checo, the third baseman, is over, but it's out of play. And it remains 2-2. Rosario ran a long way to try to have a play on that. How about the Rockies, what they're doing starting tonight? Josh Outman has thrown 17 pitches in tonight's ball game. And Jim Tracy said before the ball game today that beginning tonight, the Rockies are going with a 4-man rotation, which means that Outman and every other starter that they have will throw 75 pitches or around that neighborhood, and they'll be lifted from the game and they'll go to the bullpen.
It's like every game's going to be a rehab start.
Swing and a miss. One away. First strikeout for Outman. Tracy said before the ball game that nothing else is working. The staff for the Rockies has not been very good this year, so they're going to try it. So they're going to go with a 4-man rotation. The Phillies will see 3 of the 4 starters. They'll throw somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 pitches a night, and then they'll go to the bullpen, which is probably going to wear down the bullpen a little bit.
Well, you know, everybody runs their club their own way, and they feel that there's something they have to do, but that is dramatic.
Ty Wigginton, a .249 hitter with 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in. 2-0 the count.
They have the highest earned run average in baseball as a staff. And, you know, they've lived with stuff like that before in Colorado because they've hit so much. They've still been able to win with it. But it's dropped off since they went to the humidor about 8-10 years ago. And right now, for whatever reason, the ball is really flying there again. And some people think there's something with the ball, and others think it's just their staff.
In fact, Major League Baseball has had to address those numbers.
Yeah, there's a really good story yesterday. I was reading on the Rockies website on MLB about the humidor, and it's something different. And they insist nothing is different. And the Rockies certainly do not want it to be different right now because it's killing them at home.
3-1 the count to Wigginton. And Wigginton pops it up. Playable for the moment for Rosario or Helton. And Helton calls him off. Yeah, there are 2 outs. Well, the splits between the Rockies home and road, and we show this from year to year. There's a drastic difference, not only in their ERA, but their batting average, their runs per game from Coors Field to the road. Wills, I think that's more drastic than normal years, don't you?
Yeah, well, it is. And, you know, it used to be like that when they first started. It was real dramatic and the different changes like that. And then it dropped off when they started using this humidor we've been talking about. So the balls didn't shrink and get as hard. But it's back to it this year for whatever reasons.
John Mayberry takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1.
He just didn't have as many slugfests out there as you did when baseball first started to be played in Denver. It was just ridiculous.
Mayberry 3 home runs on the road trip. He had 292 on the trip. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Nice catch by a fan in the first row. That guy right there. He should be all smiles. Just leaned over the rail. Here we go. Fans plays of the year. Here we come.
Nice.
He's going to get a black and blue if his wife hits him any harder. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming to Mayberry. Chopper to second. Young was playing that way. So an easy inning for Outman. He's retired 6 straight since the leadoff double by Rollins. We've completed 2. We move on to the 3rd. Some happy folks in the stands tonight. Rockies up 1-0. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Wheels, in honor of Irish Heritage Night here at the ballpark, name the player that was traded to the Phils from the Red Sox on December 15, 1967 for Gene Oliver and Dick Ellsworth. The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Top of the 3rd, Tyler Colvin, who has the RBI tonight. That's given the Rockies the 1-0 lead. Lead it off, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Wheels mentioned Colvin was acquired by the Rockies from the Cubs in the deal that sent Ian Stewart over to Chicago. That ball's foul. It's deep, but it's foul. And it's 0-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Yankees are shutting out the Braves 2-0. Nick Swisher, boy, they said he wasn't going to play tonight because he's been banged up. 2 RBIs. You seen the Braves numbers with runners in scoring position during this losing streak?
I haven't seen them, but they've been losing a lot, so I guess they're bad.
Not good. Inside 1 and 2. I think it's 5 for their last 48.
Stay with them. They are really streaky, that team.
They also have lost Brandon Beachy for the season. He's having Tommy John surgery.
Is he having it?
Yep.
Oh, man, that's sad.
1-2 pitch to Colvin. And he stays alive, shoots it foul.
Saw that that he had elbow problems, and they were going to give him they were going to examine him for it. But, wow. That kid was doing a heck of a job. He was one of the best pitchers in the whole league, let alone their staff.
Swing and a miss. And Ruiz will pick it out of the dirt. 3rd straight strikeout for Hamels.
All of a sudden, he's starting to get hitters to swing and miss. And when he gets them to swing and miss, he gets them out.
Wheels, help send your favorite Phil to this year's All-Star game by voting up to 25 times at Phillies.com. Mentioned that Carlos Ruiz was currently 3rd in the voting behind Buster Posey and Yadier Molina. Well, get on Phillies.com and help get Carlos to Kansas City. He's never been there. He says he wants to see it. That's not true. I think he has been there. Remember when John Lieber threw that 2-hour game?
Yeah, he was with
Carlos
the Phillies.
was with the Phillies.
We were there about 4 years ago.
6.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. It was still daylight when that game ended.
Kadire takes a strike. It's 0-2.
Like the longest day of June 20th or 21st, somewhere around that date.
Kadire flied out to right his first time up. Michael Kadire had some good years with the Minnesota Twins. Good friends with Jim Thome. Did he go? Yes, he did.
Swing and a miss again.
Digs it out of the dirt and applies the tag.
First inning, nobody swung and missed at him, and now all of a sudden, you're starting to get a lot of them, and that's a key to a good Cole Hamels performance many times. This is a check swing, but still, he gets him to go after it.
Oh, he went.
Oh, yeah.
Todd Helton fouls it away. It's 0-1. It's like 12 of 13 strikes in a row for Cole.
And this is what he's been this year, or not this year, but this month, where he has these stretches where you think nobody's going to even make contact on him. And then all of a sudden he'll have an inning where he struggles with his location. And he's the first to admit he doesn't know why, and he's trying to stop it from happening.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Helton. Just missed inside. Helton walked his first time up. He's hit it 4 straight. May, which is always one of Cole's best months. He was outstanding. 5-0, 2.25 earned run average. June has not been as good for him. Floats that one over for a strike. That's a curveball. It's 2-2.
Todd Helton, nowhere near the hitter he used to be. What an unbelievable offensive player. Still dangerous, but he used to just kill the Phillies. The guy that does it on their team now is Gonzalez. He has tremendous numbers against the Phillies, but for a long time, this guy was as good a hitter in the league as it was against the Phillies. And look at his active career leaders. There's his lifetime, still 321.
And a call, strike 3. Wanted to see Tom Hallion's strike 3 call all night. You just got a chance to see it. It was a doozy. Hamels just struck out the side here at the top of the 3rd. So 5 consecutive outs for Hamels on strikeouts, including 3 in this inning. There's one. Here comes the second one to Kadire. Did he go? Yes, he did. And then finally, Todd Helton. He didn't even take the bat off his shoulder. It was a beautiful pitch to take us to the bottom of the 3rd. Any size soft drink or sweet tea is $1. Buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And buy Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. Phil's trail at 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Michael Martinez will lead it off. It'll be Martinez, Cole Hamels in the top of the order for the Phillies. Michael Show's bunt takes a strike. It's 0-1 against Josh Outman.
Well, that'll get the third baseman Pacheco up. Just the way that Jimmy Rollins was able to hit a double over his head in the first inning. There he is.
Outman made his major league debut back in 2009. It should be 2008, 1-2, a 4.56 earned run average, then won 4 games in 09, and then was injured, missed all of 2010. This is his 31st pitch of the night, and it's chopper to third.
And it almost happened again, where you have the third baseman weigh in and the guy just bleeds one over his head, but that one was pretty weakly hit and too high.
So Martinez is retired. Cole Hamels now the batter. Here we go.
Right here. He can get to that one pretty easily. And here's Todd Helton doing the shift again. He saw that's a whole key playing third base, especially. You've got to read the hop.
Hamels a 231 hitter. No homers, 2 runs batted in. Phillies have 1 hit so far. It was a leadoff double, but Outman has settled down and retired the next 7 hitters.
And kind of symptomatic of the way they've been going along. They had a leadoff double and left him out there.
Hamels hits it to center, not that deep. Young coming in, he dives and he made the catch. Eric Young can make up for a lot with his speed, and he made up for a misread initially on that ball off the bat from Cole Hamels.
He's been an infielder, outfielder, just like his father. They move him around because you're trying to get him in the lineup because of his speed. And right there is a play you can really get hurt when you dive like that, because that hand can get underneath and twist the wrist and all, but he made a heck of a play.
Facially, it's remarkable how much he looks like his dad.
He does.
So Rollins, who doubled and was left over at third his first time up, takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jimmy up to 258. Over 330 in his last 19 games. He's now 4 for 4 against Outman. He's got his number, Wheels.
Yeah. Well, as you said, Outman had the 1 game against the Phillies last year. Roy Halladay beat him 3-1. Phillies won 2 out of 3 from the A's.
Well, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll turn our attention to Boston, where the Red Sox lead the Marlins 4-2. They played a home-and-home this year.
Yeah.
David Ortiz, a 2-run home run.
So the Braves and Yankees.
That's right. Ball 4, and Rollins is aboard. Well, don't forget, this is not the only game between the Phils and the Rockies. Tomorrow and Thursday, both 7:05. Thursday, the 21st, the MLB Network drawstring backpack that's given out to all fans. Tickets are available now by going to Phillies.com. Tomorrow, the Phillies will throw Joe Blanton. On Thursday, Vance Worley. Polanco takes in the dirt. Nice play by Rosario. Wheeling. Rosario?
Yeah. Wheeling. Right, Rosario.
The count to Polanco. Paulie did hit the ball hard on occasion on the road trip after coming back from that sore wrist. His first couple of games, he had a lot of ground balls, a couple of which were hit very hard.
They don't overshift him quite as much with a center fielder as some other teams do. Play him slightly towards right center.
That ball's hit hard down the left field line. Rollins will get to third at least. Let's see what Samuel does. They're going to wave him home. He's got time. Jimmy sprinting around third. He's going to score, and the Phillies have tied it up at 1. Well, that was very good base running. Jimmy Rollins put himself in perfect position to score on that double by Placido Polanco.
Yeah, the ball stayed in the corner, so Juan Samuel sees that. He has two things going for him there as a third base coach. Number one, the most important is his runners giving him a chance to do something, and then let's see where the ball winds up, and that's what he has to watch. And look at it go into the corner here, and it stays there. First, here comes Jimmy Rollins. 2 outs, nowhere to do, but run hard now. And he's coming hard to third. The ball is in the corner, and Juan Samuel weighs him, and he scores easily without a play.
36 runs scored for Jimmy. He'll have to catch his breath, and now the Phils have a runner in scoring position for Hunter Pence. Pence, big swing and a miss. Outman got that one up to 95.
Yeah, we have him on the scouting report 90 to 96, and he tops off at 96.
Just never throws it, or usually doesn't throw it that hard. Pence grounded out his first time up. He's hit in 5 straight.
It's a high fastball too, so you know he could get hurt on that if it's in the zone, even with that velocity. Because major league hitters, they have no problem with 95 if it's down the middle.
Todd Helton into foul territory. He's under it, and he makes the catch. So the Phillies settle for tying the ball game. The RBI double by Placido Polanco. They leave one in scoring position. Rollins is ready to go. We'll go to the top of the 4th. You'll love, like HP ink and toner cartridges, the best value from the #1 brand. Nobody beats WB on HP. We head to the top of the 4th. It's a 1-1 ball game. Jordan Pacheco, Chris Nelson, and Rosario, the catcher, Willeen Rosario, are due up against Hamels. Hamels has struck out the last 5 hitters he's faced. Sarge, 19 of the last 23 pitches he's thrown have been strikes.
Yeah, legit #1. Well, and sometimes you can't really tell simply because of the fact that, you know, team's just not playing well. So nobody looks like they're doing anything.
Well, he just throws the curve there. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. And I saw an interesting note today about Hamels' curveballs, which has always been his 4th best pitch.
Yep.
Inside 1 and 2.
Well, I know he does throw a couple of different curveballs. The one I think is the most effective for me is the one that breaks quicker. The one that he has that's a slow break, I don't know.
Grounded to shortstop. Rollins backs up on it from the edge of the outfield grass. One away. And that'll bring Chris Nelson to the plate. All right, so last year, Hamels, his curveball, the opposition hit .333 against him. This year, would it surprise you if I told you that the opposition's hitting .152 against his curveball? I still don't think it's his best pitch, but .152.
Yeah, that's really pretty good. The only thing is you can't continue to throw the curveball because of that torque that's on your arm. But that's really one heck of a stat there. Maybe you ought to throw more curveballs, but it's also interesting that left-handers are hitting him better this year. Almost to a 261 clip, where the right-handers only 227. I think he should be doing a lot better on the left-handed pitchers and getting them out a lot more than the right-handed.
Is that because of the changeup? And we always hear that changeups to lefties sometimes gets into their happy zone.
I think because he throws the ball over the top that they're able to see it a little bit better.
Okay.
The right-handed guys that are hitting off of him, that changeup is so devastating and also acts as if a screwball at times. Very difficult for them to hit that because J-Roll makes a nice little pick.
Yeah, J-Roll is a little light on his feet tonight. 2 outs here in the fourth.
At home, got a chance to see his daughter, probably some real good home cooking. And this is what you get as he picks the ball. I think he ended up going to a fashion show, too. You know, when he's doing good, he's all smiles.
Well, he scored a run tonight. He has a double, a walk, and he's made the last 2 plays.
Seems to be playing with a lot of energy. And when you're getting on base, that's exactly the way that it seems.
Rosario singled his first time up. He's rated number 4 as far as prospects go at Baseball America for the Rockies. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's his best pitch, the changeup, and it was really good right there.
Yeah, he throws that anytime. 3-2, he'll start you off with it. That's the confidence that he has in being able to pitch.
Tampa Bay Rays are visiting the Washington Nationals, and they lead the Nats 3-2. Washington swept out this weekend by the Yankees. The Phils, unfortunately, did not gain any ground on the Nationals, but they remain 9 games back. So that's the good part of what was a terrible weekend for the Phils. Now for Hamels, that's 6 strikeouts. He's retired this side in order. The last 2 innings, 8 in a row, set down by Hamels. We head to the bottom of the 4th in a 1-1 game. Limited time, get bonus cash on Altima and Rogue. Visit choosenissan.com or your local dealer. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Dodge, visit dodge.com or your local dealer today. It's a 1-1 game as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Josh Outman has allowed just 2 hits so far, both doubles. And he'll face Carlos Ruiz, Shane Victorino, Ty Wigginton, 4, 5, and 6. He's at 45 pitches. Sarge, what do you think about this this idea that the Rockies have that they're going to go to a 4-man rotation?
I think the 4-man is good.
Okay.
75 pitches, they're going to tear that bullpen up.
I totally agree with that.
Early on in probably May. There we go again. Just have somebody trying to, invent the wheel for me. You want the pitchers to be able to pitch as much as they can. I mean, therefore, I guess you'll never see anyone throw a no-hitter because it's going to take a little bit more than 75 pitches during the course of 9 innings, you would think.
Carlos Ruiz was robbed on a nice play by Todd Helton his first time up. I wonder, and Jim Tracy didn't really say this, Outman has thrown 46 pitches through 3. He's allowed only 2 hits. I mean, let's say he's allowed 3 hits. Nice play by Nelson, the second baseman. Let's say he's allowed just, 3 hits through 6, and he's allowed just a run. You going to take him out?
Well, according to Tracy, that's exactly what they're going to do. There's the manager, and this is coming from up top. I don't understand the advantage in being able to do that, because you're judging a pitcher, for me, not so much on how many pitches he's throwing, but on how he's getting the batters out. You're going to take him out, the hitters can't hit you, you bring somebody else in, and they light him up like a Christmas tree. It's not going to go over very well.
Shane Victorino takes strike 1. He struck out his first time up. Shane last night, along with his foundation, raised over $300,000 with his fashion show that took place in Center City.
Yep. I believe that was at the Union Club.
Yep. Victorino takes a wide turn. That should be a base hit. A 1-out single. Well, the Union League, which is in Center City, had the fashion show, which Shane's had before for his foundation. There he is with his wife, Melissa, looking stunning. The Fanatic, of course, looking as well as ever.
Where does he get that tuxedo from?
I don't know. It's a family affair. Shane's daughter working the runway.
And she is working it.
And you see Shane writing or signing the check for $320,000.
Wow.
Number of his teammates, of course, involved in the fashion show.
He continues to give back, and all the guys on the team do just about the same thing. They go out, support each other in a lot of the charity events around the cities that they have. That's all great. Still don't get a pass, however, when you're on the baseball field.
Sometimes it makes it a little easier, doesn't it?
They got to produce out here. Same people that you have in the event for. You go out and you strike out. You may not see them, but they're behind somebody booing you.
And I think he knows that.
Oh, yeah. That's what makes it so great playing here in the city.
0-1 the count to Wigginton. Well, good for Shane, though, with everything that he's done for the Boys and Girls Club here in Philadelphia. The Boys and Girls Club of Nicetown, which is a beautiful facility that he helped fund. The work he's done in Maui with his mom and dad, his entire family. The golf outing every off season. Wigginton a little out in front, 0-2.
Well, just a great way in being able to give back, especially when you're helping kids. And I mean, Shane has a lot of fans that are around the country just because of the fact that he does so much, and you hear about that definitely in his hometown there in Hawaii.
0-2 the count. Well, he must be tough for guys to pick up. It's a second strikeout for Outman, but he has had the Phils off balance to a certain extent. So 2 away. John Mayberry's due up, and it's time to check back in with Murph with his Major League Notebook. Murph?
All right, T-Mac, brought to you by Quincy Mercy College, of course, and we're looking at the All-Star voting. Josh Hamilton continues to lead all major leaguers in the All-Star votes. He's got over 5.5 million votes. This Josh Hamilton. Meanwhile, the Giants' Melky Cabrera has jumped over Ryan Braun for the 3rd starting spot in the outfield, and Rafael Furcal is now ahead of Colorado Rockies shortstop, who's injured right now, Troy Tulowitzki. And you already told the folks at home about Carlos Ruiz, still 3rd place among catchers, so the folks here at Citizens Bank Park need to do their part. He's about 700,000 votes behind, so hopefully during this homestand they can get him caught up. That's what it's all about.
All right, Murph, thank you. We talked about Shane Victorino's event last night. You had an event last night. Tell us about that. How'd that go?
It went very well. Thanks for asking. We had a little happy hour for the Irish Pub Tour de Shore. Raised a couple $1,000 for Team Murphy. It was a good time had by all, and I appreciate it. And, hey, guys, I should mention that right next to me here, how about 4 generations of the Fitzgerald family watching the game here, from 83 years old right down to 6, watching out here in Ashburn now.
Well, it is Irish Heritage Night,
It is
Murph.
Irish Heritage Night. The Fitzgeralds should be here, and they are.
All right, Murph, thank you. We appreciate that. 2-0 the count with Victorino at first. Mayberry grounded to second. His first time up. He's 0 for 1.
I thought the best pitch he had was the very first pitch. Well, young Mayberry has had some success here and kind of almost still doing it his way, where he takes that first fastball. That's okay. Second time up, though, you got to be wailing.
There you go, Sarge. He's well and deep to left field. It is gone. A fastball at 94 miles an hour. He was ready for it, and he's given the Phillies a 3-1 lead.
Now, you got to like that, though. I mean, you almost can just tell the way that he was swinging. That was more of an angry type of swing, just for taking those pitches. Early on last year, his reputation was, whatever you do, don't throw him a first pitch fastball. That's what happened. See you later. Take a look at it. It's going to be a back leg. And there it goes. Now, he gets away with it, though, some, because he is a good athlete. Boy, he hit that ball a long way.
He sure did. It's home run number 6. And for Frank Widows of Coatesville, you've just won $100. Compliments of John Mayberry and the McDonald's home run jackpot. Word of encouragement from Charlie Manuel. He liked what he just saw.
Yeah, and you like the area where he hit the ball. That shows you that he's right on it as he gets a little knuckles there from Charlie Manuel. It wasn't a ball he got out in front and tried to hook it. He went right through that ball. Nice to see him being able to do that. Hasn't done that in a while, even though he has hit a few home runs.
Two and one the count to Martinez. Well, now all of a sudden Outman's at 60 pitches. Martinez, fly ball, shallow right center field. Long run in for Kadire. And the inning is over, but the Phillies take the lead for the first time in this series on a 2-run home run by John Mayberry. It's his 4th home run in the last 11 days. This is a pretty shot. Got a pitch he could drive, and he drove it deep into the seats. The Phils up 3-1 as we move to the 5th here in Philadelphia. Well, it's the ultimate homestand for the Phils. It's a chance to get better. They're 12-19 coming in to this series at Citizens Bank Park. They're up 3-1. Josh Outman, who walked his first time up, hits that one to left center field. Playable for Victorino. He'll coast under it. One out. Eric Young is due up. It's the ultimate water cooler show that gives you all the latest trends, weather, traffic, and offbeat news to start your day in a good way. Tomorrow morning from 6 until 8, catch Eye Opener. It's a different kind of morning show right here on PHL 17. Eric Young Jr. reached on an infield single and scored in the first. Hello, ladies. Sarge, you ever get your face painted like that?
No, I sure haven't. I like the look, though. Just like tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, but I like the tattoos.
I think everybody in the Delaware Valley knows you like the tattoos. Want to know the count of Young. Playing center field tonight, we'll see Dexter Fowler, the other center fielder for the Rockies, at some point during this series. Switch hitting outfielder. Ooh, that was a pretty good pitch.
Sure was a pretty good pitch. He's trying to work the count like his dad, want to be able to get on. Thought his dad hit the ball a little bit harder than he did, a little more consistent.
His dad was a fun guy to watch play. A guy who grew up in New Jersey, the Garden State, went to Rutgers, was a heck of a football player. And EY Jr. probably could have been a heck of a college football player himself.
Not as much weight on him, however.
Nope.
But that speed looks like it's there.
Two and two the count.
Well, it's interesting when you talk to any of those kids and ask them about being in the major leagues that have had a dad, they'll tell you they're not in awe of being there.
Right at Ty Wigginton, 2 outs. I saw a shot today on the MLB Network of Prince Fielder's, I think 2 sons. I know it was definitely one of his sons playing catch on the field. It's kind of like Prince when he followed Cecil around at Old Tiger Stadium.
Right. Yeah, I didn't remember him having 2. I do remember Prince, however, but I got to tell you, the way I'm thoroughly not surprised because he was hitting the ball out in Detroit Stadium.
Well, that's what you're saying about not being in awe of.
Well, yeah, because they feel they're a part of it. They've been around it, whether or not they're good hitters, whether or not they're average players or not. You know, they just feel it's just a regular day and going to the ballpark. The only difference is that you're playing instead of your dad.
Inside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just missing a little bit.
Well, there you go. Moscoso is warming in the pen. So I guess Jim Tracy is going to be true to his word. As Josh Outman gets close to 75 pitches. A liner to left. Mayberry's there. 1-2-3 inning for Cole Hamels. It's his 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 11 in a row. On to the bottom of the 5th. The Phils up 3-1. Series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The first two games, the Xfinity Fireworks Show, which will take place after the ball game. Thursday the 28th is the Citizens Bank Business Person Special. Order your tickets now by heading to Phillies.com. Bottom of the fifth, Josh Outman will face Cole Hamels, Jimmy Rollins, Placido Polanco, 9-1-2. Bullpen action behind him. And the first pitch over for a strike. It's 0-1.
Outman has pretty good fastball. He's gotten it up as high as 95. Doesn't appear to have a great breaking ball.
Well, there is that breaking pitch. 0-2 the count. 63 pitches. Sarge, if you ever wonder how many innings Outman has thrown in a ball game, all you have to do is look at the baseline and watch him come out every inning. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and inning number 5.
Right. Well, that ERA of 8.44 is not working. I can tell you that.
Fastball there, cut out and missed. 3 strikeouts.
Well, I'd have to ask him about that. See if that's just a reminder of not of the innings that he's going out there. That's something obviously that it's been with him for a while.
All right, so you're saying that there's not many of those strikes per game that are out there?
We were always taught to really not touch that line, maybe jump over. He's just erasing it all the way. So, I don't know. Everybody has their own superstitions about different things. We'll have to ask him about that for sure tomorrow, and I'm sure someone will know why he does that.
All right, well, here's the thing. There's not going to be another line, it looks like.
You're right.
It's 66 pitches. And the 0-1 to Rollins. 0-2. Rollins hits it towards center. He's 2 for 2. He likes this Outman character.
And that curveball he got up.
Budweiser, through the Walk Off the Hero program, will donate $5,000 to Folds of Honor for every Phillies walk-off win. Please join Budweiser and the Phillies in honoring those who keep our nation safe and free. Last time Jimmy was on first was in the third when Placido Polanco doubled him home. Doubled down the left field line.
Yeah, kind of made up for that miscue there in the first inning. J-Roll double. He wasn't able to get that runner over, and as things stood, it might have been able to get base running.
Well, I'll tell you, we said he's light on his feet. He's moving tonight. I mean, he looks like he's running on air. Doesn't he?
Playing with a lot of energy, and you're absolutely right about that. This ball didn't get away very far. Take a look at it, but again, his reaction, look how he's off and running. Takes a short way, gets down, makes sure he stays right on the bag.
So now he's in scoring position. A base hit will score him. Pulls up 3-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Inside, 2-0.
When he has that running game together, I mean, it's just, no stopping the fields for sure, because you're putting pressure on the opposition. And that's what you do. You split the pitcher's concentration. And obviously, J-Roll has a running game. Victorino, he can do the same thing. Put a lot of pressure on the opposition by running, the threat to run. Big hole in shortstop. Scudero has to stay there so he doesn't get a big lead. Polanco usually hits the ball the other way. Second base has to stay even more toward the hole.
Rollins started, stopped. That wouldn't have been a bad pitch to go on.
Polanco in the third inning as he pulls the ball right down the line there. You can see J-Lo coming in. I mean, he was moving. Being able to score with 2 outs and on first base.
Outside, ball 4. Phils have first and second with 1 out. Here comes Hunter Pence. He's 0 for 2. He's had chances, and he's going to have another chance here. Outman at 72 pitches, and Jim Tracy's coming out, and that's going to be it for the left-hander. All right, so it wasn't just a rumor. It wasn't just coach speak. This is the new objective for the Colorado Rockies. A guy gets in the neighborhood of 75 pitches, a starting pitcher, and even if he's not through 5, which is what they're hoping for, they're going to go to the bullpen, and that's exactly what the Rockies are doing here tonight. We've got a pitching change with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. It's an AT&T call to the bullpen. Fills up 3-1 and threatening for some more. And Phillies sponsors have launched the 2012 Fans Feeding Families Summer Hunger Relief Program. Find out how you can help by going to Phillies.com/feedingfamilies, including donating food at the next food drive here at the ballpark, which will be tomorrow night. All proceeds support Phil Abundance, the region's largest hunger relief organization. See Phillies.com Feeding Families for complete program details. Earlier today, press conference was held. David Montgomery, the president of the Phillies, along with some of the Phil's partners, of course, Phil Abundance, Citizens Bank. There's Brandy Halliday. She was part of the program with the Halliday Family Foundation. You see the pin that Brandy is wearing. Roy, along with Brandy and their 2 boys, are part of this program, which was a resounding success last year. They had a similar program in Clearwater this spring training that went very well. So we invite you to bring some of the items to the ballpark tomorrow before the Phils take on the Colorado Rockies. Hunter Pence will take a strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Hunter up with runners on first and second. Now, to support Phil Abundance and the Fans Feeding Families campaign, we mentioned you can go to philabundance.org/feedingfamilies as well. You can buy a limited edition Fans Feeding Families pin. Pre-orders are now available for purchase at the philabundance.org site, and they'll be available shortly at the newsstands at Citizens Bank Park and the Majestic Clubhouse store. In fact, it'll be mid-July when that will begin, as Guillermo Moscoso, the new pitcher for the Rockies, could also purchase a Party with a Purpose ticket package to attend a Fans Feeding Families Day on Sunday, August 5th. Each ticket purchase provides 75 meals for families in need. So a great cause. 1-2 the count to Hunter Pence.
Yeah, anytime you're feeding families, let's face it, there's a lot of hunger here that you don't understand, but you know, we talked about it again and again, from the holidays to Victorinos, from J-Row, their foundation. They always seem to give back to the community, and it does help.
Pence went around. There are 2 outs.
Did you notice how high the catcher was, though?
Yeah.
I mean, he was so high. He's making sure and letting them know, hey, listen, throw the ball up here. This is where he normally swings at it, not even trying to throw a strike. You know, and as a hitter, you got to make the pitcher throw a strike. And it just shows you how talented. Again, now take a look at the catcher as he actually just gets up. Now, that's not a strike up that high. But again, you can see it almost over his head. And he almost was going to swing at it and look back and see whether or not he had swung.
Well, 2 outs. Can you sense that the catcher's that high without looking? Can you sense as a hitter that he's back there that high?
No, you can't. No, you won't be able to sense that. But every time they get 2 strikes on you, you ought to sense that that's where they've been throwing the ball to get you out.
Well, that's true. Hunter's now 0 for 3.
He's got to be able to, sorry, Tom, just to zone that ball down and then say to yourself, listen, I'm going to swing at it in the dirt as opposed to maybe over my head and get that happy medium.
Carlos takes low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Carlos has done a lot of damage against lefties this year, but he's also done damage, as you see, against right-handers. He's got a chance to give the Phils some insurance runs, some extra runs here in the 5th. And he lines it to left field. That'll give him some insurance. Rollins will score easily from second. Polanco's on his way to third. He'll stop there. RBI double for Ruiz. RBI number 36. And it's 4-1 Phillies. That run is charged to Outman.
Carlos continues to hit the ball hard, picking on a breaking ball. The difference is that ball there, up in the zone, a lot easier to hit when it's up as opposed to down. Boy, he's got his foot down. Take a look at the breaking ball. There's that little slide piece that's not sliding as he jumps right on it. Stays right on top of it, through the ball. Could easily have 3 hits here tonight. That's why you got to try and hit the ball hard as many times as you can, preferably every time up.
Well, as Jim Tracy takes a swig of water, Shane Victorino will be the batter. Victorino batting left-handed now, and he takes outside 1-0. This is a good way so far, excuse me, Sarge, just to start the homestand and try to turn the corner a little bit.
Well, you know, too, that's the only way you're going to be able to catch those Nationals. And like Charlie said, you got to get to 500 before you can really start to make a move.
1 ball, 1 strike the count.
Got to be frustrating for Charlie, but you know, the fact is it's a long race and he understands that. A lot of things can happen. Should be a big hit here if he can get it. Give Cole a little bit more breathing room. So are they saying the manager came up with the 75 pitches? Is that supposed to keep the starters maybe stronger during the course of the year?
I don't know who came up with it. As Victorino is rung up for the final out, the Phillies do add 1. 3 strikeouts in the inning. Carlos Ruiz's RBI double has given the Phils a 4-1 lead. Most liked players is liking the way his bat is hitting the ball again. Jim has found his swing since returning from the DL, while the Phillies have found a need for his consistent production. Tomi's power ranks among the best who have ever played the game. It's still plenty active, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Sarge, Irish Heritage Night here at the ballpark, and the Fanatic has an outfit for every evening here at the Yard.
Well, you're absolutely right about that, and the hat to boot.
Some of the dancers from some of the local dance schools around the Delaware Valley. There were a whole host of them out on the field before the ball game.
It's pretty nice.
Top of the 6th inning, Cole Hamels has a 4-1 lead to work with. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
This would be a huge inning to shut them down again, just to just take all the hope away from them.
Tyler Colvin's 1 for 2. He had an RBI single his first time up. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. Out in front of an off-speed pitch, 1-2. Hamels, Sarge, is 5th in the National League in strikeouts per 9 innings, averaging 9.3 per 9. He has 6 tonight. He's 2 away from 100 for the season. Considering we're not even to the midway point, he's on pace for a 200 strikeout year.
There's that changeup. Nothing he does really surprises you. Even when he doesn't have his real good stuff, he's still able to give you innings, eat up innings.
As that grip set as he gets the signs. Now we'll fiddle with it a little bit. And a changeup, or curveball I should say, inside, 2-2.
See, that's the curveball, I think, that kind of gets him into trouble, which is the slow one. Hitter has a tendency to take a long look at it. That sharp breaking ball, or the one you get that check swing on, another changeup.
Pretty good pitch.
Yeah. Location is really what you like about it. This is what makes him so tough, because he can come out with throwing another changeup, fastball, or his cutter.
Over to first. That's a fair ball and an easy play for Ty Wigginton. Cole Hamels has retired the Rockies in order 3 straight innings. And every time the Phillies do that to the opposition, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. So 1 out here in the 6th. Michael Kadire 0 for 2. See the breakdown of outs for Cole. So the 6 strikeouts, he now has 98 on the year. 7 flyouts. And a handful of groundouts. Kadire chops one to short. Rollins deep in the hole. 2 outs. Here comes Todd Helton. This guy play for you, Sarge?
Oh, any day of the week. A lot of people are talking maybe he's not a Hall of Famer because he played in Colorado, and those are the guys that I don't understand should even have a vote if you're saying things like that. This guy has been one of the best players in the game for a long time. Excellent fielder. Only thing he doesn't do very well is run.
Well, lifetime, as we showed you, 321 batting average. 354 career home runs. Over 1,300 runs batted in. Over 2,400 hits. And it's 2-1. I think it'll be interesting to see. You know, just because of the number of hits he's going to finish with. I don't know when his career is going to be over with, but he'll finish with over 2,500 hits. Depending on if he plays longer. Say if he goes over to the American League and is a DH, although we're watching him play first, he's made a couple of really good plays.
He's got the RBIs he has, 1,300. He's hit 300 every year. Excellent defense. I mean, I don't understand what else they could actually be looking for. I mean, the ticket isn't just 3,000 hits, 500 home runs. Obviously, yeah, you get those numbers, you're automatic. You let some of those pitchers talk about it early on when he was seriously doing the damage. Obviously, he slowed down and getting older. Everybody does.
Pacheco's 0 for 2. He's flied out to left. He's grounded to short. 4-1. Phil's on top here at the top of the 6th.
That was a hitting coach over in Toronto. They had a deal straight up. Carlos Delgado for Todd Helton.
There's a broken bat. Looper to center. And runners on first and second. Would you have made that deal?
Well, at the time, no, and I didn't know a lot about Todd after getting a chance to know him. You know what? I still say no because I like the ball going down the ballpark.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I mean, I'd like that. I mean, for me, he's a Hall of Fame player, but in those years, Carlos Delgado was not only hitting 300, he was scoring 100 runs, driving in 100. Although that glove he had, I was asking him, did he have iron in it at times? It seemed to be popping the balls out of there. It's one of the things that Helton doesn't do. He's got soft hands over at first base.
0-1 the count to Chris Nelson. He's fly to center. He's grounded out to short.
Now, these are the situations where you have those 2 outs. Don't want them to be able to score. You've worked this hard the whole game and really want to try and shut them down. It's that changeup down, right? It's just one heck of a pitch. Been his best pitch for me so far tonight.
Trying to get out of the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. Down the right field line, slicing, it is a foul ball.
Oh, boy.
Thankfully, because that probably would have scored 2.
Well, unless it gets in the stands, you're absolutely right. Hit it in an area where, boy, Hunter Pence is going to have to go all the way to the corner to try and corral that ball. Take a look at it as that ball just gets fouled, and look how it bounces. Well, as a hitter, you're hoping that ball falls in there because
you know it's going to slice. You just hope it doesn't slice that much.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you just want to get that pitcher from that fastball, to me, you want it in on his hands and then possibly go away with something soft.
2-2 the count. Came upstairs with a fastball. First 2 base runners for the Rockies since the second. They lead off first and second. Now the 2-2 pitch. Line drive. Past the diving Rollins into center field. Helton will score. Nelson's on his way to second. The throw by Victorino. Out at second base. Chris Nelson tried to make something happen, and Shane Victorino set himself and fired in plenty of time. The run did score. The putout goes 8-4. Victorino is throwing much better this year than last year, and he just showed off the arm right there. Is America's brand. Go further. Visit your Quality Plus Ford store today. Buy Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And buy Honda. Visit your Honda dealer right now for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. Phillies up 4-2, bottom of the 6th inning. Ty Wigginton, John Mayberry, Michael Martinez, the scheduled hitters. On a warm summer-like night here at the ballpark. Sarge, get yourself ready. It's supposed to get a little warm the next couple of days. Yeah, upper 90s.
Wow. I think we're all ready for that now.
I don't know if anybody had a chance to see the College World Series yesterday, but it was 100 degrees in Omaha, where Kent State knocked off the top seed, the University of Florida, and eliminated them from the tournament. Ty Wigginton, a check swing, and that'll be one unassisted. Bring John Mayberry to the plate. I was impressed, Sarge, yesterday. College World Series. I've never been there. You've never been there, have you, in Omaha?
Yes. Well, I have been in Omaha there before. Yes. And I've also been to the Little League.
I've been there.
Well, in Williamsport,
Little League World Series.
Pennsylvania. But yes, I have been there, but I didn't remember it being all that hot. Obviously it was, though.
Well, I have to say that the games were very entertaining yesterday. The Kent State-Florida game and the Arkansas-South Carolina game. So there's plenty to do this week as far as baseball is concerned. You have a full slate of major league games, and then you have the college games as well.
Yeah, well, good time, too, so you can see some stars that you see in that College World Series. It's a good chance you'll see a few of them in the major leagues.
Avery homered his last time up. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Very first pitch he takes, and boy, he just drove that ball right into left center where you want to hit him.
Got a good swing on that one, fouled it back. And it's 1-2. Well, because of that home run and each one the Phils hit this season, one tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Run for Trees, a partnership between the Phils, PHS, and Aramark. Home Run for Trees is part of Plant 1 Million project to restore the region's tree coverage. Go to Phillies.com/red goes green for more information. 1-2 the count. Check swing.
Those are the type of pitches that he's having problems with, and from the right side. You know, once he's able to start to just hit the ball hard, forget the hits. Once he starts to have good mechanics against the right-handers, he's a guy that could play every day just because of his power. You know, this kid gets hot and he's hitting the ball solid, they're going to go out of the ballpark.
Over toward the hole, third baseman Pacheco, and it's in time, and Helton, for the third time tonight, stepped into foul territory to make the play. Saturday, June 23rd, when the Phillies take on the Tampa Bay Rays, it's Ladies Night, brought to you by Mama Lucia Meatballs. There's a pregame party tent, which includes a game ticket and a Fightin' Phil's rally towel, manicures and massages available, Sarge. Appearance by the Phillies ball girls and the Fanatics mom, Phoebe. Go to Phillies.com/ladiesnight for more information. Plus, you get a chance to see the Tampa Bay Rays, one of the better teams in the American League. Michael Martinez back toward the middle. Nelson circles it, and the Phillies are retired in order. So Phillies go down 1-2-3. We've completed 6. Sarge, that completes your evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Top of the 7th is upon us here at the ballpark.
Irish Heritage Night, fun there with the Irish jig. And here's what's going on in this ball game. Another good one. Tyler Colvin has an RBI hit. Josh Outman, we talked about earlier how their pitchers are going to be gone early. John Mayberry really hot with a home run ball lately, Tom, and hit another one here tonight, and that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, and Cole Hamels was cruising along before he allowed the run in the 6th inning, and Shane Victorino's 5th outfield assist of the year helped him through that 6th. So now Rosario will lead it off. Dexter Fowler, a possible pinch hitter, is on deck.
It's kind of nice for Chris Nelson to run him right out of that inning, too. Huh?
I was surprised that. Well, I thought he was going to make it easily, but I was surprised when he was thrown out by such a wide margin.
Well, that made it even worse. Well, he's got to make that by a lot to do that. Philly's getting Chad Qualls up and ready to go in case there's any trouble in this inning.
2-1 the count to Rosario. Foul tips it into the glove of Ruiz. On the hands to left center field. It'll hang up there for Mayberry for the first out. So Hamels is on the doorstep of 100 pitches. He's at 97. As Dexter Fowler will pinch hit. Ottavino has been warming in the pen. So it looks like he's going to be next out for the Rockies. You know what I forgot to ask today, Wheels, when they were talking about making it a 4-man rotation. What does that do for the Rockies rotation?
Yeah, who's out? Who's the 5th guy that's out? You mean?
Because you have obviously Outman here, White, Francis, and I guess it's Jeremy Guthrie. Although maybe they'll rotate. I don't know. There's Jeff Francis. Christian Friedrich is scheduled to pitch on Friday against Texas. As Fowler takes the ball, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think I heard that Guthrie's going to be the guy that is out of the rotation.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of a long man or whatever they're going to use these guys for.
Orioles certainly have gotten the best of that deal. They got Jason Hamill and Matt Lindstrom from the Rockies for Jeremy Guthrie. And now Hamill's at 100 pitches.
Dexter Fowler, a guy with a lot of tools. He's really been struggling lately, striking out a lot.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out again. 7 strikeouts for Hamels. He's at 99 for the year. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Eric Young 1 for 3. Over to third, a foul ball. 0-1 the count. Mets are shutting out the Orioles 3-0. The Orioles had a shutout streak going before their series against New York. Now it's the Mets, thanks to Lucas Duda and his home run, and R.A. Dickey last night. They now have a scoreless streak going against the O's. How about R.A. Dickey?
Amazing.
First pitcher since Dave Steve to throw back-to-back one-hitters.
And Dave Steve, one of his one-hitters, was a 2 out in the 9th. That one last night, at least it was over early. The suspense, what, 3rd, 4th inning? 5th inning.
0-2 the count to Eric Young. And the pitch from Hamels. Ground ball to second base. Gobbled up nicely by Martinez. A 1-2-3 7th inning for Cole, who is through 7 tonight. He'll get a nice round of applause as he heads to the dugout. Phillies lead it by 2 as it's time to stretch here at the ballpark. answer. All right, Wheels, here we go. On Irish Heritage Night, we figured we'd give you a layup. Name the player that was traded to the Phils from the Red Sox in December of '67 for Gene Oliver and Richard Dick Ellsworth.
I don't know. It's got to be somebody with an Irish name.
Good way to start.
Well, I've been, Jeff Halleckman, our esteemed producer, told me this was a layup.
I think when you hear it, you'll think that. Yeah.
Well, give me a hint.
Well,
the buzzer's already.
I already gave you a hint.
You did?
Yeah. You don't even know it. Cole Hamels against Adam Ottavino to begin the seventh.
I said he's Irish.
Right. Who did you?
Oh, Mike Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh.
You used to call Mike Irish.
Right.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing. Dodge Stump the Face.
That's not a layup, but that was, yeah, all right.
Cole Hamels slices a ball to left field for a base hit. I have to admit, I was pleasantly surprised that Cole was out of the on-deck circle to bat here in the bottom of the seventh. He's at 104 pitches.
Yeah, I don't know if they want him on base necessarily.
He's an athletic guy.
Ottavino, the new pitcher, and there are the numbers on him. He hasn't been up very long. Does have 23 strikeouts, 18 2/3 innings. That's impressive. And left-hand hitters just 190.
So now the top of the order for Rollins, who is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. He's been on base 3 times tonight. And he takes it inside. It's 1-0. And now Rosario is going to head out to the mound.
Phillies would like to add on here. This is the part of the game where they've been struggling lately. Things have been happening. They wind up in extra inning games on the road that they lose. So one way to, Charlie was talking about it tonight, like get after somebody late in the game and make some things happen and win the ball game. And here's an instant, a chance right here maybe to add on a little bit.
Hamels leads off first, barely being held on. And that pitch is high to Rollins, 2-0.
Jimmy's really been into this game tonight. You can really tell from the
he's like he's running on air.
He looks like a kid out there tonight.
His average up to 261. The count.
And here he is again, another good at bat, running a deep count in a point in the game where you need base runners or want base runners, trying to make something happen here.
And he takes, and it's 3-1.
Have this guy at 92 to 96 fastball slider, 2-pitch pitcher.
Ball 4. So Rollins has walked twice. He's been on base with a hit twice. Phillies have 2 on with nobody out. All the Big Bang Theory you need is on PHL 17. You can catch Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, Raj, and the gang in the award-winning comedy for back-to-back episodes. Weeknights at 7 and 7:30. It's the #1 comedy in Philly, The Big Bang Theory, on PHL 17. Bob Apodaca, the longtime pitching coach for the Rockies, heading out to the mound to talk to Ottavino. Figure Polanco is going to bunt here, Wheels. What do you think he's going to do?
I was thinking this same thing after you finish that promo to talk about it. I don't know. With Hamels at second, good athlete, good base runner, you're more prone to think about it. Polanco hits into a lot of double plays, so you can bunt a pitcher over if you make a good bunt. So I think there's a chance. Yeah, normally with a pitcher at second, you say, I don't know, especially late in the game with a force.
Third baseman Pacheco is playing in on the grass just in case.
Yeah, they have to look for it. And what Polanco wants to do is make him field it. See if they put any play on.
Shows bunt, takes a strike. It's 0-1. He didn't think that was a strike.
Right, they played it straight up as far as the bunt play goes. No rotation with the shortstops coming over to third. First thing about bunt situation is bunt a strike, and as you said, he didn't think that was a strike.
That wasn't 1-1 the count to Polanco, who tonight has been on base twice.
Here comes the shortstop Scudero in. Now he's going to talk about Hamels out there. They may put on a play, you know, where they would throw back to second, hoping that Cole Hamels is going to take a long lead off there. Maybe they can pick him off second base. That's just one of the many bunt plays you can have.
The bunt is to the left of the plate. Ottavino picks it up and throws out Polanco. Sacrifice is successful. A good job just executing and getting two in scoring position. And now Hunter Pence, who has struggled with guys on base tonight, will have two more in scoring position.
Yeah, and
that was the
other thing, Tom, about whether you bunt there or not and put it on Pence's shoulders. But the guy's hitting 3 in your order. So, yeah, you did it. You do it, and it worked. It was a good job by Placido Polanco. He had no problem to get Cole over to third.
Those are 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. It's Rich Dower who's trying to get Jordan Pacheco lined up. The middle infielders are halfway. I guess you could say everybody's halfway.
Yeah, that's because they don't think Hamels is going to go on contact.
Pence takes a breaking ball for strike 1.
If they thought there was a chance for contact here and a good runner at third, they'd play all the way in with the middle infielders. They don't feel that he'll go, so they can play back a little bit more. Take more of it away from Pence.
He's anxious. Laid off, 1-2 the count. Chopper toward the left side. Hamels is coming home. Rollins does a nice job shielding Scudero, and Helton stayed on the bag, and the Phillies score a run. It's 5-2 Phillies, an RBI for Hunter Pence.
What a job by Cole Hamels, too. I don't think he was coming on contact, but he read it as a slow hopper coming out there and decided he could score on the play. That was really good base running. Look, they're all going over to it. So let's see. Well, here's the chopper. No, he did not go on contact. He read it off the bat, as a baseball player's play right there. Now does he stay in contact with the bag?
Well, he did.
Yep.
Pence is saying no. I didn't think he did when the initial call was made.
He's a ballet dancer down there, isn't he? Ballerina? Ballet.
Ruiz scalds one to left. It's going to be over the fence and into the flower bed. It took about 5 seconds to get out of the yard. It's a 2-run home run, and the Phillies on top now, 7-2. I don't even know if it took 5 seconds to get out of the yard.
Yeah, that was a tracer. Look how hard they're working in this inning to try and get a run, and they wind up with 3, picking up the long ball here. First pitch, it's a fastball, about thigh high.
Nice catch.
It catch right over the railing into the flower bed, or it would have been in the flower bed. And there's just what Charlie was talking about. Jim told me, the slap on the back of, getting late in the game, and instead of looking for a way to lose, find a way to win. Now, they didn't win yet, but they just tacked on some runs.
Up 7-2 as Victorino lines it foul. It's 0-2. Carlos continues what has been a first half to remember for the Phil's starting catcher. 3 more RBIs. He is 38 on the year. The 9 home runs ties his career high.
Middle of June.
Middle of June.
Well, you could see he was swinging okay on Sunday up in Toronto. He had a couple of bullets that were outs, so that side wasn't bothering him.
How about how fast that ball got out of the yard?
Well, that was amazing how hard he hit that thing. Didn't think it was high enough to be a home run when he hit it. Thought it was a double, but not a home run.
Two pitch. Swing and a miss. Rosario, I think he got hurt at his throw. One hopper to Helton. So the strikeout is recorded.
Got hit in the side of the head, maybe with a bat.
Get hit with the backswing. Carlos Ruiz's 2-run home run caps a 3-run 7th inning for the Phillies. This is a bullet, his 9th of the year. It got out of here in a hurry, and it gives the Phils a 5-run lead as we go to the 8th. With Toyota Care. By Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play the new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery Black Tie. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. 7 in the books. We go to the top of the 8th. Irish Heritage Night. A little luck of the Irish tonight for the Phils. And some good pitching from Cole Hamels. They have a 7-2 lead as we start the 8th. And Cole back out there again. First pitch to Scudero is a strike. It's 0-1.
When you think about what happened in that inning, you thought Cole Hamels was going to come out of the game number 1. He leads it off, gets on a base hit, and scores on some really good base running.
People may forget about it just because of the home run by Ruiz.
Right.
It was such an exclamation point.
But he did a really good job on that.
Scudero to left center field. That's not going to be caught. Mayberry's going back. They'll play it off the base of the wall. And for Marco Scudero, it's his 22nd hit here in the month of June.
I got to think they're going to have a short leash right now on Hamels out there running the bases. And it probably was some thought about him not even starting the 8th inning, and then gives a leadoff double. So the bullpen will get up, and they were up last inning.
Falls to the right. And Bastardo to the left. And Tyler Colvin is 1 for 3. Colvin takes a strike. It's 0-1. Wheels, did you call Andy Tracy and congratulate him on his first professional managerial win with the Williamsport Crosscutters?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They won yesterday.
Good. I liked Andy Tracy when he was around here.
Rolly DeArmas' Gulf Coast League team, they lost yesterday.
Rolly's
Today,
won. Rolly's won before.
I think Williamsport is a doubleheader today.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing State College. They're up 2-1 in the 6th in game 1.
On the road? Yeah.
On the road, up at Penn State, Wills.
It's a beautiful ballpark they're in tonight.
Is there a Wheeler scoreboard or anything?
Yeah, right. I don't have that kind of donor money.
First visit of 2012 from the Atlanta Braves will take place Friday, July 6th through Sunday the 8th. That'll be the last series before the All-Star break for the Phillies. Tickets are still available. Great opportunity to see the Phils and the Braves, a battle of National League East rivals. Go to Phillies.com to get your tickets. Michael Kadire 0 for 3. Change up for a strike. It's 0-1. Fly ball right field. Ball's carried pretty well. Hunter Pence back at the track to make the catch. Scooterroll will go to third. It's okay. 2 outs here in the 8th. Honestly, that ball left the bat. I thought it was going to be a normal fly ball, and I guess it was normal, but it went back a pretty good ways.
He's pretty strong, Kadire, and it, tonight, tomorrow night, rest of this homestand, it's probably going to carry pretty well, as hot as it's going to be.
So Hamels 1 out away from getting through the 8th.
Kadire has 2 grand slams this year.
2 of his 10 home runs, grannies. 44 runs batted in already. Helton's walked twice. He scored a run. Hits one over to shortstop. Rollins backhands, throws off balance, dug out by Wigginton. What a play by Jimmy Rollins to cap off the 8th inning. Cole Hamels 8 innings tonight. He's allowed 2 runs on 6 base hits and getting a little help from his friends on this evening. Jimmy Rollins, we said, is playing like he's running on air. And tonight, he's doing it offensively and defensively. Hewitt, 4 games with Clearwater, 375 with 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. And Luis Alberto Bonilla for Double-A Reading, 5 scoreless innings and 7 strikeouts. Congratulations to those guys.
I'd like to see that from Anthony Hewitt, huh?
Absolutely.
A guy that's really struggled, and they still are hoping that he can be a player.
Raw talent. still young enough to put it all together. Matt Reynolds is the new pitcher for the Rockies as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies on top 7-2. Ty Wigginton, John Mayberry, Michael Martinez. See Reynolds' numbers. Josh Outman started. He went 4 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Outside, 1-1. Ground ball to shortstop. Think about it, Wheels. If Scudero was over at second base and Tulowitzki was at short, the Rockies are in 4th place in the West. Help Scudero, Tulowitzki. The Pacheco kid's not bad. Kadire out right. It's not a bad team. Offensive.
Yeah, much better. And Scudero is a nice player. They just have to watch how much they use him now. What's he, about 37 now?
Yeah, and he's got 22 hits here in June.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player still, but he's getting some years on him and some miles, and he can't play all the time the way that he used to. But that guy's always been a valuable player no matter where he goes.
Wigginton is now 0 for 4 as Mayberry stands in. Mayberry's 1 for 3, 2-run home run back in the 4th.
Rockies, their biggest problem obviously is this pitching situation that they have, that they're going to this drastic situation tonight where they're going to use all these guys every game to try and stem the tide a little bit, and it hasn't worked tonight because the bullpen's come in and given up runs. It's Jim Wright out there, who's their bullpen coach, was a former Phillies pitcher.
Big Jim Wright.
Good guy. Jim Wright broke his arm one day throwing a pitch in Clearwater.
Wanted 2 the count to Mayberry. It's like a Dave Dravecky thing.
Yes, exactly. Same thing. Well, Dravecky, I think, broke the humerus with the upper arm, and I think I have to ask Jimmy. I think he broke his forearm.
Never pitched in the big leagues with the Phillies.
No.
Pitched for the Kansas City Royals. Mm-hmm. 2-2 the count to Mayberry. Fly ball left center field. That's going to split the gap and go to the wall. He took a hanger and he let it go by, and it's a double with 1 out for John Mayberry. Well, baby steps really for John. He's had 11 days of some pretty good swings. 2 for 4 tonight, 9 for his last 28 with 4 home runs.
Extra base hits in there too,
right.
And that's what you really like to see. She said a hanger was a breaking ball out over the plate, and he just nailed it. He stayed back really well on that. Kept his balance and hit it well in left center field.
So he's in scoring position. By the way, the reason Jim Wright didn't make it to the big leagues with the Phillies wasn't because of the arm injury. He was a Rule 5 draft pick by the Royals in '79 at the end of the '79 season, and made it up to the Royals in '81, but was on, I guess, their roster of sorts. No, he was the Rule 5 draft in '80. So made it up in '81.
Yeah, he.
I guess the Phillies, because he broke his arm, figured they didn't put him on
right,
what was then the 40-man roster.
Yeah, he was pitching in an intra-squad game. The Phillies were over on the East Coast, and one of those labor stoppages hit, and Richie Ashburn was umpiring that game that day.
Martinez, a fly ball to right. I got to hear this.
And he'll never forget the sound that made. He told us when we were over in the East Coast, and they had to come back on separate buses. The team had to go one place, the front office and broadcasters and all another, because now you were on strike technically. So we came back that day, and they were playing something over in Clearwater, a minor league game or something. But anyway, Whitey was behind the plate, and Jim Wright threw a pitch, and he said, Richie later said it sounded like a twig snapped.
Well, Hector Luna will pinch hit for the Phillies. If you're wondering why no Jim Thome, well, the lefty on the mound, which is probably one of the reasons why the Rockies did this, in case they got up to the pitcher's spot. And Luna takes outside and high. Now, why was Whitey umpiring?
I'm trying to remember that. This is hard to go back completely on this, but there was something to do with you could still have certain guys could still play and work out that weren't on the 40-man or something like that because of the labor. I can't remember exactly, Tom. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But
it's just interesting that Whitey was umpiring.
Yeah, he had not gone over for the trip to the East Coast. I don't know if we were even broadcasting those games. I had to go over and do some other stuff, and he had a chest protector and the whole shin guards, the whole thing on the outside, and was umpiring that day when that happened. Jim Wright.
Imagine L.A. umpiring?
No. No, he wouldn't get behind there. Plus, he wouldn't do anything to assimilate an umpire.
2-1 the count to Hector Luna.
Well, he was a little tough on them too.
Luna out front, hooks it down the left field line.
Going to have to go find Jim Wright tomorrow and ask him exactly what the circumstances were of why he was pitching in that game and why he was behind the plate. Those guys don't forget anything, especially something like that, I guess.
Well, where's Murph? Let's dangle him down into the Rockies bullpen. He would do it. Get one of those things for the CN Tower.
Right.
Luna's late, 2-2. Like Chad Qualls will indeed pitch the ninth inning, a non-save situation for the Phillies. Cole Hamels tonight was outstanding. Finished with 7 strikeouts, 1 away from 100. Here's Chad. 8 innings pitched. What a shot in the arm for Cole and for the Phils. And a called strike 3. Hector Luna down looking. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left for the Phillies. So it's time for the ninth inning. The Phils on top by 5, and here comes Chad Qualls. Phillies up 7-2. Chad's number is 1-1, a 4.39 earned run average. This will be his 30th ball game. He has been a whole lot better lately. He's kind of figured some things out, took a look at some video, worked on some things in the bullpen. And it's paid off. Be nice to have a breeze of a ninth inning.
Right. Because they do not want him to pitch this into a save situation where they'd have to get Papelbon.
Pacheco will lead it off. It'll be Pacheco, Chris Nelson, Rosario. And the first pitch a little low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Look back at that play. Nelson going into second base, running themselves out of that inning. How big that was at the time.
And a really good throw by Victorino. We've been saying how his arm is stronger this year, and it is. He's got 5 assists. He didn't have any last year. Not one. Fly ball right side. Michael Martinez is out there. 1 away. So 1 easy out here in the 9th. Reminder after the ball game from the Sugar House Casino, it's the Phillies postgame show with Mike Missinelli and also John Clark. I saw Marty Bystrom here in the house. I think he's going to be doing some interviews. Get your Facebook questions. Phillies postgame show live from Sugar House Casino. It's coming up next. Chris Nelson's 1 for 3 in an RBI on that play Wheels was talking about in the 6th. Want to know the count?
Well, that happened in the part of the game where the Phillies have had some problems. I mean, all the Dodgers, a lot of those Dodgers games, the 6th inning, 7th inning, they would start to get hit a little bit and give up the lead, and that was all happening with 2 outs, and he ran himself right into that 3rd out of the inning. Cole went out and pitched a strong 8th and did a great job.
Once Cole got through that 1st inning when he allowed a run on 2 hits and faced 6 batters, he really was in cruise control.
Yeah, he'd probably tell you the only thing he was upset about was walking Outman, the pitcher. But all of a sudden they started to swing and miss at him a lot, and that's a great sign when Cole Hamels is on the mound.
There's Joe Blanton. He's ready to go for tomorrow. Joe's coming off a very good outing his last time out. He'll be opposed by right-hander Alex White. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Number 6.
Number 6.
We had an 88 tonight and a 6 tomorrow.
Not the lowest number worn by a pitcher this year, though. Can you name it, Wills?
Drabek.
Kyle Drabek wore number 4.
Yeah.
Or wears number 4.
And he won't this year anymore. Unfortunately, more Tommy John surgery for him.
2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. He got him. The ball hits the wall in the back. Ruiz off balance throw. Oh man, talk about threading a needle right over the shoulder of Nelson. 2 outs here in the 9th. That's the 2nd time in a week that's happened to Qualls and Ruiz.
Yeah, that would look like it was going to bounce back a little bit further, and then when it hit, you wish your 9-iron could do this when it hits. Spin back that way. But look, as Tom says, where he throws this thing. Right over the shoulder. Wigginton reads it perfectly where the ball's coming. Watch him shift and keep his foot on the bag and catch it. Nice play all around, but especially by Carlos Ruiz.
Well, here's Rosario with Jason Giambi on deck. Rosario tonight is 1 for 3. Swing and a miss and a slider. 0-1.
Bullpen just sitting out there, and that's exactly what they want to do the rest of tonight.
The Phillies still are 1 down in the pen because they have 1 extra bench player. They brought Eric Kratz up, just in case Carlos Ruiz was not healthy. Carlos has obviously shown that he's healthy. Fly ball center field. This should do it. What a start to this homestand. Victorino puts it away. It's a 1-2-3 9th inning, and Cole Hamels is a 10-game winner. 2 runs, 6 hits over 8 innings. He gets the victory, and Charlie Manuel's team, at least for a night, can breathe a sigh of relief. Jimmy Rollins, he had a heck of a night offensively. 2 for 2, 2 walks, 3 runs scored. He also played very well defensively. John Mayberry had 2 extra base hits, including a home run. Carlos Ruiz also had 2 extra base hits and 3 runs batted in, and he's tied his career high at home runs with 9. A heck of a night a heck of a way to start this homestand for the Phillies. And boy, did they need this kind of game. So the win, the 32nd of the year for the Phils, pulls them within 5 of the 500 mark as they take it 7-2 over the Colorado Rockies. You saw Jimmy Rollins walking with Murph, getting ready for the camera shot. He had his glove over his face as if we didn't see him. Well, the way he played tonight, Murph, anybody in this ballpark would know who he is.
That's right, T-Mackey. He was trying to hide, but we found him. He's right here. 4 at-bats, on base 4 times, just scored 3 runs. It's almost a cliche that we've said year in and year out, but as you go, this team goes. And